Hey everybody, it's Tom
And I'm T.
from Show Me Coasters, and today we are doing our Battle of the Parks. This is the battle between the number 3 parks, Six Flags Great America versus Canada's Wonderland. Six Flags Great America is in Gurnee, Illinois, and Canada's Wonderland is in Vaughan, Ontario, in Canada.
So these are the categories that these two franchise parks will be judged by.
Roller coasters,
Extras, if the parks have extra features.
water parks,
Flat rides.
kids sections,
Costs.
food,
Shows.
and overall park appearance and experience.
Both of these parks have a high count of coasters. One has 15, one has 17. And we're going to have to break this down to decide who wins this category. First, let's look at Six Flags Great America's 5 major lineup. They are Batman, Superman Ultimate Flight, Raging Bull, X-Flight, and Goliath. Those are the 5 major attendance draws.
And the 3 major attendance draws for Canada's Wonderland is going to be Leviathan, Behemoth, and Yukon Striker, but that doesn't open until next year.
So, folks, this is how we're going to judge each coasters in both parks. We're going to give it a 5-point system for each coaster. 5 points for the highest standard is to the top tier coasters. These are the coasters that brings the public to the park.
And then the 4 points would go to the standard coasters, which are like the supporting cast, like a B&M Invert or something like that.
They're enjoyable, but not necessarily what brings the public to the park.
Right. And then 3 points for rideable coasters, what we call rideable coasters, which would be like kind of like the wooden
coaster.
They're a little rough, but they're still enjoyable. They're still fun to ride.
Rides such as like
Screaming Eagle or the Beast, or
even some of the B&M that's a little rough, like Superman Ultimate Flight.
Yeah.
And a stand-up coaster that B&M has.
2 points for the painful coasters. Those were
the one that's
Vekoma
that
SLCs.
beats you up. Yeah,
the
and the Vekomas.
Aerodynamics coasters usually beat you up as well.
And some of the older wooden coasters too that can fall into the category. It's all judgment.
And then 1 point for the kid and family coasters. Those being the kiddie coasters in the kids sections, or
smaller coasters,
the smaller mine trains and
100 feet.
Less than 100 feet.
First, let's look at the kids section of Canada's Wonderland. They do have a lot of coaster that falls into this category. The first 3, Taxi Jam, Ghoster Coaster, and Silver Streak, are listed as a kids coaster. The Fly, a Wild Mouse, is a family. Thunder Run is a short, like a battery operated.
A motorized mine train.
It's a motorized mine train. And Time Warp, a short flying coaster where you lay on your stomach. And Wonder Mountain is an interactive 4D laser ride that has a coaster built into it. So that is 7 points for Canada's Wonderland so far.
In the next section, we're going to look at number 2, the painful and unpopular rides at Canada's Wonderland. We have 3 of them. You have Flight Deck, which is a Vekoma SLC. Those are not good for anyone. I don't know why they put those in. The Bat, which is a Vekoma Boomerang, another one of my least favorite rides. And number 3, Dragonfire, an Aero Double Looper.
It's just old.
They're just old. I mean, they can be really good rides. They're pretty fun actually sometimes, but they get rough.
It's a hit and miss.
it's something that has to be maintained religiously for it to stay smooth. So you get 2 points for each of those. So we're giving 6 points for the second category to Canada's Wonderland.
That's 13 points so far. Folks, let's look at the next 2 categories from Canada's Wonderland. The Category 3, the rideable coasters. This one only has 1 coaster that fit in this category, the Wild Beast. It's your typical wooden coasters. That's 3 points.
In the next category, number 4, which is the standard coasters. This is the supporting cast for the park. You have Backlot Stunt Coaster, which is a launch coaster.
You see this multiple parks, yeah.
And number 2 is the Mighty Canadian Mindbuster, which is one of their wooden coasters, but it's a pretty good one. And number 3, the Vortex, which is the suspended gondola.
Which is a pretty good ride.
Yeah, so we give that one another 4 points too.
So that's a total of 13 plus 15. That brings the point of entertainment up to 28 points so far for Canada's Wonderland.
So the last category is going to be the number 5 is going to be top tier coasters. These are what draws the crowds to the parks. Canada's Wonderland has 3. The first one being Leviathan, which is the park's B&M Giga, so 5 points there. 2 is Behemoth, which is the B&M Hyper at the park, so another 5 points. And Yukon Striker, which is new for 2019. They are in the middle of construction for it. We're going to give that another 5 points ahead of time. So a total of 15 points for that section, added to the 28 points from earlier, and we're at 43 points for Canada's Wonderland. So the next one, we're going to be taking a look at the coasters from Six Flags Great America. Our first category was the kids and family coasters. They have 4 rides. So Spacely Sprockets, which is the kids coaster, a Little Dipper, which is an antique wooden kids coaster, the Whizzer, which is one of the original rides with the park. It's a speed racer. We're going to give that 1 point as well. And then the Dark Knight, which is an indoor wild mouse. And those are always kind of fun, and they're good for the kids as well. And we're giving that 1 point. So we're giving 4 points for the kids coasters. And then the next section is going to be the painful and unpopular. Their demon is just, it's way rough. Bad. It's rough.
Your typical double looper.
Yeah, it's a narrow double looper. It's got great theming, but other than that, it hurts.
It hurts you. Tom wants to put Viper in the painful unpopular, but that coaster to me, it's a hit and miss. Sometimes you get a good ride, sometimes you get a bad ride. It depends on the weather, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, so, the last time I rode it, it was really rough.
When it's colder, it can be painful. So we have to decide to put it on category the rideable, enjoyable. So this category, we have 3 coasters. Viper, the indoor, in-house, they built this themselves. We give that 3 points. And the next one is the Joker 4D free spin. It's preference. It's rideable. Then you got Superman Ultimate Flight. This one, I wouldn't put it as a mainstay, but it's still it's rideable. It can be rough. It can be painful.
So far for the roller coasters, we're giving 15 points for these 3 sections to Great America. So let's take a look at the last 2 categories for the roller coasters. Number 4 being the standard and support. At Six Flags Great America, we have 3 that fall into this class. We have American Eagle, which is the dueling wood coaster. Number 2 is Vertical Velocity, which is an impulse launch coaster. And number 3 would be Batman the Ride, the B&M Invert. We gave 4 points for each one of those, so that's another 12 points. Mm-hmm. And then for the top tier coasters, which are the reason that everybody goes there, number 1 we have X-Flight, which is the wing coaster by B&M. We gave that 5 points. Number 2 would be Raging Bull, which is the B&M Hyper there. That's a great hyper. It's worth the trip just for that one, actually. We gave that 5 points. And then to top it off, we have Goliath, which is their RMC ground up that we built in 2014. This is an actually awesome coaster. It's well worth the trip to Chicago for this one.
And the questionable category is the Mardi Gras Hangover, this year's new coaster for Six Flags Great America. A lot of people don't consider this a coaster, so we have to put it in a category. We'll put it in the uncomfortable, unpopular category, 2 points. So that brings the total to 44 points for Six Flags Great America. So after all that trouble, it came down to almost a complete dead tide. 44 Six Flags Great America to 43 Canada's Wonderland. This will come down to preference. I don't know. I mean, you literally have to break it down. Six Flag Great America has 4 B&M plus an RMC. And Canada's Wonderland has 3 B&M, 2 of them being very long, Behemoth and Leviathan, which being over 5,000 feet. But I don't think people go there to care too much about the length.
And their lineup consists mostly of Vekoma.
So they have 3 great coasters,
Right.
and Six Flags has what? 5.
5 great coasters.
4 B&M and an RMC. I mean, I'm gonna give it to Six Flags Great America, but not all 6 point, because as Canada's Wonderland do have a strong lineup for families. I'm gonna give it 4-2.
So yeah, I'm going to give my points the same. I'm going to have to go with 4 for Six Flags Great America and 2 for Canada's Wonderland as well.
So folks, don't be confused of what we just did. We broke those the ride collection for both parks down to show you the strength and weakness of the lineup for both parks, and the reason we vote to give Six Flags Great America the points. I mean, we didn't give it complete wins. We just gave it 4-2.
Yeah, when we first started the analysis, I really thought that Canada's Wonderland would win as far as the coasters went. But their lineup, there's so many of them that are just, they fall into that smaller category, the smaller points for
When
the
we first
category.
glazed, I did the same thing. But once we look at it, my God, there's a lot of coasters that the public probably don't like.
Right.
A lot of fell into the kids and family, and
I think
some of them are downright uncomfortable.
Yeah, and I think Six Flags on their top tier, I think they have a much better lineup. The top 2 tiers, I think, are much better than Canada's Wonderland.
What the public don't know about this park also is that Six Flags Great America has a high coaster relocation. They ship a lot of their old coasters to other parks, so a lot of their top tier coasters are newer.
Yeah, it's a little bit younger as far as their lineup goes. I don't know. It's all recent, within between 2009
They sent a lot
and
to
now.
Six Flags America.
Yeah, they sent quite a few to Six Flags America, but even at Canada's Wonderland, their top tier rides have come within the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So,
But they do have a lot of older rides that's just old,
yeah.
dated.
So currently, our total score is 4-2, Great America over Canada's Wonderland. So the next category that we're going to look at is going to be the water parks. For me, this is kind of a draw for me. I think maybe Six Flags Great America takes an extra point out of this one just because
But that's only 2 points.
because they have
the surf,
the surfing and the bodyboarding attraction as well.
16 and 17.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really super tight.
I'm gonna give it a tie.
Yeah, I think a tie as well. So 1 point for each.
That brings the total to 5-3 for both of us, favoring Great America. Well, let's look at the next category, the flat rides and the thrill rides for both of the parks. This one is kind of not a surprise to us.
Yeah, Canada's Wonderland it blows Six Flags out of the water on
Cedar
this one.
Fair has added a lot of great flat rides the last 3-4 years to Canada's Wonderland at 27, and Six Flags has only 18. So my 2 point goes to Canada's Wonderland, which brings the total to
Mine too.
5-5.
So the next category we're going to look at is the kids areas.
This one really surprised the heck out of me, because I know Six Flags Great America has 3 kids section, but 12. They only have 12 kids rides.
Right, they only have 12 kids rides. To whereas Canada's Wonderland has 2 distinct kids areas, but they have 23 kids rides total. And Cedar Fair does a great job on the
kids
kids sections. There's just no ifs,
They
ands, or
actually
buts
have
about
more.
that.
Yeah, they actually have more kids ride than Kings Island, who wins all these golden ticket award for the kids sections.
Yeah, I think because they have the petting zoo in there as well.
The petting zoo, and yeah.
So they kind of beat up on everybody. But yeah, my 2 points has to go to to Canada's Wonderland.
I'm sorry.
For
That brings the total of 7 to 5 favoring Canada's Wonderland. So
for both of us. So let's take a look at the next category, which is the cost. Cedar Fair has a cheaper day pass. It's only $44 per visit. So that's not that bad. And you can actually get a 2-day pass for $62. But when you come to the seasons passes and the memberships, Six Flags does a better job, I think, with this.
it's cheaper.
They're cheaper.
So we go ahead.
They're $7.15 a month. Is the Gold Plus level of
And our
membership.
judgment was equivalent to the Cedar Fair Platinum.
Yeah, we think that's the equivalent to the Platinum Pass for Cedar Fair. Cedar Fair runs at $223 per year.
Folks, Six Flags does offer a higher perk like the Diamond Elite and the Platinum Pass, which offers you preferred parking, 50% off on all purchases, and a couple of fast flash pass where you can jump the line. But in general, you don't really need all that, and Cedar Fair don't have that option with that Platinum Pass. So our judgment is the Gold Plus is equal to the Platinum Pass, which brings the Day Pass is cheaper, 1 point to Cedar Fair, and the Seasons Pass is 2 points to Six Flags.
So that's going to bring our totals to 8 to 7, favoring Canada's Wonderland.
Well, folks, let's look at the next category, the Parks Dining Pass. Surprisingly, both of them came up to be $117. And the only difference is that Six Flags includes the drink bottle. That's it. Cedar Fair, you have to buy the drink bottle or the wristband for the drink in the park. Overall, it's identical, but my point goes to Six Flags. 2 points.
Yeah, I'm going to give my points to Six Flags as well, and that's going to bring our score to 9 to 8, favoring
Great America.
Great America. So the next category we're looking at is going to be the shows, live entertainment. After looking this up, Cedar Fair kind of edges out. They have 7 live shows a day,
Canada's Wonderland, yeah. I don't know
Canada's
the rest
Wonderland
of the park has that many though.
And but Six Flags Great America only had 3 live shows total.
I'm sorry, Tom. What's gonna kick this over to Cedar Fair is that they have a Cirque du Soleil acrobat shows, which Six Flags.
It's not like Cirque du Soleil.
It is.
It is Cirque du Soleil. Yeah.
So yeah, Six Flags used to do like Acrobat China and all the stuff, but they don't. Not only Canada's Wonderland, other Cedar Fair Park does it too. I think.
Carowinds. They had
Carowinds has one I saw. Did King's Dominion?
Carowinds, King's Dominion.
I don't.
Canada's Wonderland. It may just be
Kings Island and Cedar Park.
I don't know about. No, I don't think they did. And that's going to bring the current score to 10 to 9, favoring Canada's Wonderland.
So the last category is our overall impression of the park's appearance and experience. Both of these parks are very pretty. I mean, when you enter Canada's Wonderland, you see that majestic mountain as the centerpiece at the front entrance. It's just that, damn, I'm in Canada.
Yeah, but I'm kind of partial to Six Flags Great America. I think that the fountain with the
double decker
carousel is really awesome, especially when it's in bloom and all the flowers are growing down the sides.
They're both pretty.
I think as far as cleanliness around the
park, they're both very clean park. And,
I think it's pretty much a tie as well. But
yes, I agree with Tom. Canada is a very picturesque park. A lot of trees. Great America, the outlay, everything is labeled. Like every time you enter a new section, there's a cover bridge. It tells you you're entering a new section. And, you know, that both parks, in my opinion, have their certain charm. I like the coolness of Six Flags Great America at night, especially around the Great Lake. But Canada's Wonderland has that certain charm that is just Canadian.
I agree, but I think the experiences for each park is basically different. I mean,
they're different, yeah.
I enjoy Great America, I think, more. But probably because I'm more familiar with it.
We go there a lot.
Yeah, we go there a lot. It's kind of my second home park, really. But yeah, I mean...
But yeah, they're both pretty parks. If I was, close to Canada, yeah, you know, it would be the same feeling. But I can't really pick either park. I'm going to give it a tie. They're both very pretty park, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to have to go with Great America on overall park experience. But like I said, just because I'm more familiar with it.
You're going to give it to Great America?
Yeah, I'm going to
okay.
give it to Great America.
So the final tally for me is I have Canada's Wonderland edging out Six Flags Great America 11-10.
And I have Great America winning 11-10.
For me, the reason I think that Canada's Wonderland edge out Chicago Great America is the three segment, the flat rides, the kids section, and the shows. That just push Canada's Wonderland over Six Flags Great America for me.
So this is Tom.
This is T.
And we're from Show Me Coasters.
Thank you for watching. After all, this is just an opinion piece. Your experience and our experience might be different, so please give us a feedback of what your thoughts and opinions are.
Yeah, we love the feedback. Comment below on the video.
And like and subscribe.
And we'll see you the next time.
Thank you.
Have a great night.